Welcome back to the Red Booth Show. I'm here with guitarist Jay Gore.
Hello.
So Jay, I have talked to you so many times about these interesting things that you deal with in the music industry, and I think you should share some more of your views about this as a professional guitarist. Like, what is it like in the life of a guitarist on a daily basis?
I know what my life is like, you know, I mean, much to my parents' chagrin. I'm always practicing, you know, I feel as the older I'm getting, the more I need to practice. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's really more of a physical thing at this point than a mental thing.
Right. It's actually really hard on your fingers to play guitar. I mean,
yeah,
you're used to it, but
it's the waking up and having very stiff hands.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if I play guitar after 5-10 minutes, the stiffness goes away.
Right.
You know, it's when I was younger and I was in my 20s and I would be on the road, and back in those days I was doing the kinds of gigs that were like 5 sets a night, 6 nights a week. Like we had Mondays off. And that was our day to travel to the next town, throwing everything in the van. And,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, you've played with some really cool artists. You got to say some more of the people you've played with.
I mean, I said cool ones.
Yeah, no, I know.
I toured with Hilary Duff.
Yeah, Hilary Duff. That was one of the big ones.
Yeah, I did a year tour with her.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorites. Really, some of my favorites are Michael McDonald. It was such an honor to. I mean, what a mensch, too. Just the nicest guy.
That's
cool. Know, it really is incredible. These things happen.
And you had some 80s rockers, too, that you were on tour with, too. Didn't you?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a female singer you told me about.
Oh, Taylor Dane?
Yes, Taylor Dane! Okay, that's awesome.
Very, very cool. I like working with Taylor because she's, you know, you have to kind of assess the environment that you're in and adapt to it.
Right.
And I think it's probably the same in the corporate world. I think if you get a job in an office, you have to kind of feel out the temperature of the room.
Right.
And musicians tend to be more, we don't have much of a filter, as you know from when I was here with my band All Day Sucker.
Yeah.
You just kind of, because they don't get real sensitive about words like normal people do, especially now in today's environment and the way the world is. Everybody's very politically correct and all that. But you have to suss that out. You have to get into the situation and just kind of be quiet until you realize what the temperature of the room is. And being on tour...
Like who you're on tour with, and what are they like. And
absolutely.
That makes sense, because you're going to be in close quarters for quite a while.
I'll say one thing really important to young musicians that want to tour. Being a great player is very important. Being a great person is even more important. Because you're living with people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you may be a great guitar player, but there are many great guitar players.
Yeah.
And if you're not an easy person to live with, if you're an easy person to get along with, you're eating meals with people all the time. On your days off, you're going and sightseeing in whatever country you're in. You're spending a lot of personal time with people. You're on stage for 90 minutes, you know?
Right.
Then it's 22 and a half hours of
traveling,
of being with people that you need to get along with.
Right.
So that's what's really important. I can't say that enough.
That is very good.
It's very important.
Very good advice.
It really is.
And bringing up stuff like that, I know, like for example, you don't like drink. Like you have a very healthy lifestyle.
I wouldn't say I'm a healthy lifestyle because I eat burgers faster than they can make them. But
that's not what I mean.
No, I don't do drugs. I don't drink, and it's not because I'm a sober person.
Yeah.
I just never got into it. I mean, I was, you know, when I was a teenager, of course, I was doing everything.
Right.
You know, but in my early 20s, I just stopped doing it. I wanted to be serious about music. I wanted to just be really focused, and I still am. I'm still very focused. It's still something I'm extremely passionate about. And so when I had this opportunity to do this Monday night thing at Harvell's in Santa Monica, and the guy, C.C. Thomas, he's a bass player for Diana Ross.
Nice.
He approached me about doing this, and he says, look, and I want to take the money and I want to give it to this school called Raffia Music Studio. Because there's kids who, they don't have music in school anymore.
I know.
I remember being in elementary school and having a music class.
Yeah, that's really weird how they've cut a lot of the arts out. It sucks.
Arts are
big
gone.
Time.
So we can't be mad and scream and yell when you listen to pop music or when you listen to music that's literally done without any human beings. Seriously, you can buy a laptop, and it has a program that comes on the laptop, and it has a timeline horizontal timeline, and you can go to drum beats, and there's little tiny buttons you push, and it'll play a drum beat. And if you like that drum beat, you drag it and you drop it on a timeline, and then you can copy and paste it. And then you have boom, and it's going on for however long you want. And then you go to the bass, then you go to keyboards, and there's just these. Literally, you don't know anything about music, and you've just written a song by template.
Right.
So I thought, you know, I'm complaining about this on a regular basis because when I was a kid growing up, I was really disciplined.
Yeah.
I didn't go out with my friends and go partying in high school on the weekends to parties. I was home playing my guitar. I was putting records on and moving the needle back. That's how old I am. And I was moving the needle back to figure out some guitar lick, you know?
Oh.
And people don't do that anymore. They go on YouTube. So that's kind of why I stopped giving lessons, was because the younger people, they wanted instant gratification. And again, I'm broad stroking here. I'm not saying every single young person.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we have to take a quick break, but we will be right back with more from Jay Gore. Hey, thanks for watching part of my interview with Jay Gore. To continue to hear the rest of his story, click here.